Stop. Okay, hammer time. Hey guys, it's your favorite final girl, Emily, with your favorite final baby, Mike, coming at you with a new episode of Gag Me with a Knife, a weekly podcast where we got to say disavow and the best and worst slasher movies. Ben's back. For our redo of 1986's Evil Laugh, because it is my favorite slasher.
If anyone knows me, I'm tied to a chair. It got duct tape around me and a gun to my head.
He's got Nick's face skin over his face. Like some kind of leather face.
Yeah, like that movie.
Like that movie with that
Remember
big
that
boy?
movie from 1974? And Toby...
He's got that electric saw.
What did we call him in that one episode? Toby Hopper?
Look what your brother did to the door!
Toby Hopper's classic.
Toby Hopper.
I remember the box. Okay. Friday the 13th meets The Big Chill.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
The Big Chill's not very
Does
good.
it really say that?
Yeah.
Holy
Teen
shit.
said that.
Teen said.
If you love axe murders, knifings, and blood and guts, you'll scream as a psychotic killer stalks unsuspecting college students. They're med students. When a group of best buddies and their beautiful girlfriends decide to rent an abandoned orphanage and clean it up for their very own party house, quote unquote, what happens to them shouldn't happen to you. A weekend of fun turns into horror as one by one they're sliced, carved, baked, and served up in a bloody rampage of sex and violence. 1986. By the way, they are not just guys with their beautiful girlfriends. They're all med students.
They all seem
and they're not
somewhat
renting an
unattached.
abandoned orphanage. One of them has bought the orphanage to turn it into a pediatric hospital.
Into an orphanage.
Another orphanage.
So how much do you think that tape would cost if I tried to buy it right now?
I know how much it would cost.
How much would it cost him?
Like $600.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It took me a long time.
It's a good-looking tape.
Yeah, it is, but it's worth a lot of. It might have gone down because Vinegar Syndrome just put out a Blu-ray
Okay.
version of it, but
But I mean, that could have got some rich people.
Yeah, it's like these
wanting it
assholes
more.
buying that Beck record, Midnight Vultures, for like $800. You know it's going to eventually get reissued, and you can buy it for $19.
yeah, but you're pissed off that they haven't done it, so
Well, I still haven't bought it.
True.
it's true.
True.
Oh, I did not do the times on this because I did watch the VHS version, and so I didn't want to pause it every time someone died, so I just didn't do the times on the deaths. And there are quite a lot
forgivable.
of deaths
There's
in
quite
this
a few
movie.
deaths, yeah.
And two, I realized that I didn't know how. Well, three, I didn't realize how they got killed. There's just blood. You don't really see how he.
And that first scene when Jerry's getting killed, I really thought that was a machete. But I think
It was.
It was?
I think. Well, he gets stabbed, and then the grocery boy is my favorite because
It was a machete,
hey,
Jerry.
dude, like
a machete.
Maybe it was the grocery guy.
The grocery guy.
Was that a
he
machete?
gets drilled. He gets drilled.
Oh, okay, yeah. Grocery
But
is-
he's
the
like-
first one abducted, but not killed.
But he goes, hey man, like I don't think this
No,
is
I
cool.
wrote down
I don't think this is
I
cool.
don't think this is cool.
I'm like, you don't think it's cool? Also, by
He's
the
like,
way,
you can still not do this.
another thing about this movie, it is Scream before Scream. Barney is Randy.
It's
and
hilarious.
It's really good. And also, why do they give 4,000 excuses as to why Jerry is not there? They just go through the entire movie being like, well, I guess he's in town.
And,
His
like,
car is there.
His girlfriend's the most...
His fiance, you mean?
Fiance.
Yeah.
She's the one
When
that's
did
like,
you
oh,
start
no,
using-
everything's fine.
British,
What did I say?
idioms.
What did I say?
Why are you fucking
Randy.
about?
What? I didn't say that.
Randy?
You said somebody was Randy.
No, I didn't.
I'm Randy.
Jerry.
You said Barney was Randy?
No, I said
Barney is
I said they make
Barney's a little
that
Randy.
4,000 excuses as to why Jerry's not there.
I think Mark's the most Randy.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, Mark
He's
wants
the
to
one
fuck.
he's the one that actually tries to use the blue balls thing, and the girl who's also a med student believes it. I'm like, you're a med student.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
But then there's one guy that's just an X-ray tech, so like,
Oh,
step
yeah,
down,
Johnny?
bitch. That's a
Johnny Bayo?
that's Scott Baio's brother, who's also a producer on the movie.
Could
Stephen
you imagine
Baio.
being named
He
Randy
also is a co-writer.
in England? Your
What?
name's
He's
Randy.
Is he co-writer also?
Steve.
Is there an American
It's Steven.
that's
It's Steven.
Stefan
An
Baio.
equivalent of
He's
horny?
Steve. He's Steve to some when he's nerdy, but then when he gets like all suited up,
He
he's
becomes
Stefan.
Randy or
He becomes,
we can
when he
start
gets
that.
more Randy, he
Stevie.
becomes Stefan
What if he
Baio.
Stevie. No,
I am so Stevie right now.
I do like it when he pisses it. Go on, move on.
I gotta go to
Just
the
let's
bathroom and
start.
crack one off. I'm so Stevie.
Okay, so there's the empty house, and there's graffiti that says "Stay away." It's like, you kids are real on the nose here. And we see
That's how
Mr.
they got to med
Burns.
school.
I think that's the point
Mr. Burns, the
because this
realtor.
movie is
It's
meta.
really jokey.
This movie is
too.
very meta, and there is no way in hell that Kevin Williamson, piece of shit, did not watch this fucking movie before he wrote Scream. And I do love Scream, and I love that he was a good writer, but he is a piece of shit asshole, and I don't like him, and he's well known to be that
I don't
way.
like Scream,
Do you
so
know
I
what
agree.
meta is short for?
Metaphysics,
Meta-
metamorphosis, meta-analysis.
No.
Meta is like the bigger
Neither one of you all
meta
know
or micro,
what
meta
is
or
short
microcosm.
But I mean, meta
Ma-
is it.
microcosm.
Meta is in its own meta. Meta means meta.
There's a lot of things that meta could be short for.
Metaphorical, metaphysical, meta. Critical,
Cosmic.
Metacos.
Yeah.
Metacosmos?
Neither one of you all have gotten it yet.
Okay, why don't you just say it so we can fucking move
GTS,
on? We're
man.
trying
Google
to.
this shit.
I don't remember either.
Fuck you, fucking ass.
It's about medicine.
I know you are-
Medical. Medical.
So good, it's meta because that's MED.
It's
I know, that was a
That's something
joke,
to do with
man.
postmodernism, meta
Yeah, it's some postmodern trash.
Meta cinema is what it's called. It's what it's short for.
No,
Yes, it is. Meta cinema also is a mode of filmmaking which the film informs the audience that they are watching a work of fiction. Meta cinema often references its own production working against narrative conventions.
Scroll down.
Isn't meta like a Greek
Examples
prefix?
of meta cinema date back to the early days of narrative filmmaking in the 40s with Road to Singapore and
But what is
Hell's
just meta? It's a prefix from
yeah,
Greek.
for
Like partial or
it's.
something.
I bet you. Is it not Latin?
I think
it's
it means
Greek or Latin one.
self-referential.
It means it's a prefix meaning more comprehensive or transcending. In modern nomenclature, meta can also serve as a prefix meaning self-referential,
Self-referential.
as a
That's
field
good
of
word.
study or endeavor.
Survey says
It is a Greek. Meta from the Greek meaning after or beyond.
Beyond. We're receiving messages
Anyway, that's,
from the great beyond.
So you started that. So
There-
now I'm ending it. Now I'll move on with the movie.
All right, so Mr. Burns, the realtor, is there, and he gets scared by the grocery delivery guy. But they go inside, and
They do give his name at some point because the cop shows up asking about him, but I can't remember what his name is.
yeah,
He doesn't really matter that much.
he's cool.
Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah, so they go inside, but then Mr. Burns goes back outside, and he's pulling up the sign that says for sale because somebody's gonna buy this shit. He's hoping it's Dr. Jerry. He shows up in his car, and we find out that a group of young interns is coming up for the weekend to relax.
No, they're
And
not. They're coming up to clean up the house.
They don't know that yet.
Oh yeah, they don't. Well,
Jerry's a jerk.
Connie knows.
Connie knows.
And so does Sam and
Sam and Betty know.
Sammy and Betty. Yeah,
Is there
the
a
rich
cleanup
ones.
montage?
The rich guy.
Yes,
There is a cleanup.
yes, and
with
it's one of my
butts.
favorite montages. But Sammy and Betty, even though they are the most despicable characters, I still like them. All the characters are
Sammy's
likable.
hot when he's like.
Sammy's what?
Sammy's hot. He has Betty tied up later, and he comes downstairs to get whipped cream because the can of whipped cream they have is
And
a
he has a
liquor.
leopard
He's
outfit
like got
on.
a leopard bathrobe with like a spiked collar on. I was like,
Yeah.
man, Sammy's looking
No,
kind of
because
good.
it's like now it's the Breakfast Club. They're doing like a cleanup montage.
That's a dance montage after they smoke weed.
This
But
delivery guy starts
they do
yammering.
dance during it though.
He starts yammering on about bull's hearts and monkey brains. I'm like, what the fuck? But Jerry comes inside, and he starts looking through the groceries. I guess the reason he's yammering is the killer comes up behind the delivery guy, and I guess he gets abducted, right? So then
Jerry,
Jerry
yeah.
comes inside, and he's
Oh,
looking through
wait,
the
who?
groceries,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"There's no
Monkey brains.
monkey brains
Yeah.
or
Something
bull's
hearts. Bull's hearts, yeah.
And the killer is just like, yeah, fuck you, dude. And repeatedly stabs.
Fuck your dude.
Fuck you, dude.
Fuck your dude.
Fuck
Does
your
the delivery
dude,
guy get
bro.
away?
Fuck your dude, killer.
Fuck your dude.
And I thought he was being stabbed with a machete. I wrote machete, but maybe it was just a long knife. But then we hear, we start hearing the evil laughter, and a heart gets put in the bowl.
It's not really like that though. It's like, yeah.
And then Jerry's heart gets put into a bowl next to some saltines, and the credits roll. We see some LA traffic. We see Barney reading a Fangoria while Mark and Johnny.
Did you notice that
did you
notice what was on the front?
I did not.
Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, which is the movie the director was in.
The director is the fat guy that gets killed
and makes the whole movie happen.
His dad is watching and.
His dad's his dad doesn't see it. His dad's the paramedic and comes in and sees who it is after.
Yeah. He's the Jason in Part 5.
Yeah, he's the one where he's not Jason.
People hate that one. I think it's good.
No, I think people are stopping that. Like, they're over it.
It's top 5 for me.
I don't think it's top 5, but I think it is better. It's the only one that is up there that's worse than the original.
2 through 6 are the best 5 for me.
I like 2. I think
6.
2 through 6 and then 7 are my favorites.
2 through 7.
2, 4, and 7 are my favorites.
We've got a whole show about this.
Yeah, y'all can go listen to that.
It's in the art history. Please look upon the Spotify History of Gag Me with a Knife podcast and listen to our Friday the 13th special. Okay, where was I?
Or you can listen to this original.
Mark and Barney almost get into a fight because Barney is bitching about trying to help.
Oh, he says you weren't the one. He goes, well, you were the one that forgot to pack one or something. He didn't bring one or something like that.
Yeah, there was no spare, so I guess they patched the tire. People in the 80s were really good with their hands, I guess. So Johnny has to, quote, drain his lizard and ends up pissing on a couple, getting chased back to their...
One of them's in a motorcycle gang. I mean, like...
A GT is a Mustang, right, Dad?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But it's a kind of Mustang.
Yeah.
It's the same for Grand Touring?
Yes.
It's one of the souped up models.
Yeah.
It's a V8 5.0 liter.
Dog out my 5.0.
Dog out my 5.0.
That's what they talk about in Bully. She says that's how she gets him out in this Everglades. She's like, you want to go dog out my 5.0?
Okay. I'm down to dog out anything, lady.
I know.
There's some girls in a Jeep. And
I thought you were over all that now, though.
Over what?
Over wanting to dog out somebody because, didn't you get laid?
I got laid, but it's like the taste of honey's worse than none at all.
Oh
kid.
no! Now you're like
on the prowl.
Now you're like needing it.
The older the violin, the sweeter the music.
I wouldn't say I'm needing it, but I wouldn't mind it.
I'm so glad.
Mikey likes sex. What a weirdo. I'm just about to turn 42. I mean, I've still got a couple of years of this dong working.
Shit. I don't need to know about
they have
how long your dong's gonna work.
For that, you know.
I know your secret
stuff.
No, it's just this blue pill.
Brought to you by Blue Chew. Gag Me with a Knife is proud to be sponsored by For Him. Yeah, those people don't sponsor us.
You have a micro penis.
You think all my cum eating talk, somebody would be hitting us up with some kind of ED?
I don't think that will happen.
Yeah, we don't want no stinking sponsors.
No,
Blue
Mike.
Chew.
I don't think anyone's gonna... Just move on.
Actually,
if you're listening, Mr. Blue Chew, holla at your boy. All right, so we see Connie and Tina in a Jeep. They took a wrong turn. Now the Jeep won't start. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, she said it's like the Fonz.
Connie's told Jerry, her fiance, that she's going to be there to greet everyone. So Tina somehow has some kind of Fonzie touch.
Yeah, she's like, the car breaks down, and then Tina, Connie can't do anything with the front, she's a woman, so we all know that. And then she gets in, and Tina just hits the wheel, and then it starts. And she's like, "How'd you do that?" She's like, "I don't know. It always worked when the Fonz did it." And does this
Not only is this movie self-referential, they also reference many pop culture themes.
The Fonz.
Like the Fonz and Jason and Halloween.
And Michael Myers, yeah.
So it might just be postmodern and not necessarily meta.
Don Brasha's really got it going on.
No, it's meta because Barney, whatever.
So I found out that the guy that directed this movie, Corey Haim's mom, claims
Directed
that
is a strong word.
Assaulted
This is
Corey
not the
Haim.
only thing he's directed. Yeah, no, yeah, she's blaming this random poor
Hard
fat
Rock
guy
Nightmare?
from part 5 of Friday 13th as if he hadn't been through enough after
He was
directing
on a
this piece of
radio
shit.
show. He was like a radio host in later years, and he claimed that it was Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, he's dead now. She said it after he was dead, so he couldn't fucking defend himself either.
Are you saying you stand with Dominic?
I'm standing with Dominic Brassia or whatever his name.
Allegedly.
I think that Corey Haim fucking made up all that shit anyway. I think Feldman is just as fucking nuts. Actually, that's not true. I do believe them. I think it was Charlie Sheen.
Allegedly.
Feldman has said it was Charlie Sheen over and over and over and over time. And his story has never changed. It's always been Charlie Sheen.
Who?
That's because Feldman helped Dominic Brassia.
Hey, you like his word over Charlie Sheen's?
Those are two. Both of them are just as crazy. What the fuck, Tiger Blood? I'm winning all the time. The goddess is living in his house when he had full blown AIDS. He's still alive, right? Yeah. He doesn't have full blown AIDS. He's just HIV positive.
Yeah, it'll happen. Yeah. Betty and Sammy. Sammy's on the cell phone with his rich daddy.
Oh yeah, because this is 1986, so insane.
And he's like, Betty, you almost puked in my Mercedes. And this is where we find out the house used to be a foster home, and there's some kind of secret murder that the rest of the gang doesn't know about. But Sammy knows.
Scooby-Doo style.
And then there's that cool song, I'm All Right.
I got that as the what's the music at the beginning? I got Jeremy to make me a clip of that song.
There's pretty good rock tunes in here.
Don't work. I wanna feel some.
So it's not the one from Caddyshack?
No, it was made for the movie.
So we go back to the delivery guy. I guess he's in the basement. He's tied up and gagged. But when he gets ungagged, he's like, I'm not into S&M, mister. Look, if I got anything wrong with your order, I'll be happy to go back to the grocery store and get it. And then the evil laugher pulls out his drill. Their drill. Pronouns, pal.
Hey, I wonder if that's a metaphor for anything.
And then the delivery guy's like, I don't think this is cool. You got a weird laugh,
I don't
mister.
think this is cool, dude. Oh, man, that's a weird laugh, dude.
And then he gets drilled.
He gets really TJ'd, though. He's like, oh, bro, it's a
TJ.
TJ.
Don't drill me. This is fun.
Twins aren't been taking too many diet pills. Her head's going to explode.
Your girlfriend's fucking no, bro.
This is
smoke your head.
Smoke your head, dude. So then the guys show up, but where's the fucking Jerry, bro? We're the first ones here.
Do you know Tina's
Jerry?
mom discovered Tom Cruise? Like in real life, Tina, the
Ashland Gear?
No, the madam.
That's horseshit.
Wait.
Yeah, no.
I thought that was Connie.
Oh, it's true. Could you
No, that's
it's
actually
Connie
weird.
the girl. Is Connie the blonde?
Connie is Jerry's fiance. The blonde is Tina. That's the madam.
Tom Cruise manifested himself like.
No, dude. Tina's baby's all the madam.
Yeah. No, her mom. Okay, so her dad was a 1940 CBS radio announcer who later owned a chain of clothing boutiques. Her mother, Tobe Gibson, was a personal talent manager who discovered Tom Cruise as an unknown actor.
And she ran
and her
largest...
sister, Amy Gibson, was an Emmy-nominated actress, and her aunt was the singer Georgia Gibbs. She was a madam that they basically, she was used as a, what do they call it? As a
scapegoat?
Not a scapegoat, but you're in the right direction.
Patsy?
No, like they used her as
she had 300 girls working for her across 17
they used her as
a front.
No, like when her case, they threw the book at her to make her
an example.
An example. That's it. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Shit.
Could you give an example?
But one of her clients was, she had many rich and famous clients. One of them being Bruce Willis.
She was Heidi Fleiss's boss.
Yeah, she was Heidi Fleiss's boss. One of her clients was Bruce Willis, supposedly.
Hey, man, I'm trying to think of a word that's like a thing that is like a thing.
Paragon.
What's that word?
She was an occasional actress on the USA Network's Up All Night with Rhonda Shear.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
She's... So this is... I thought that was... I'm forever going to have Tina and
She died in 2022
Connie.
at the age of 64. Anyway.
Tina and Connie, I don't know which of
Tommy
one's
Lasorda,
which.
Bruce
I'm never
Willis,
going.
Steve Jones, Don Simpson, Ben Barnes were among the clients in her
She was
black
like the
book.
Jeffrey Epstein of 2000.
No, she wasn't. She was just a pimp.
No, they're
Jeffrey
not
Epstein's
called
kind of a
pimps
pimp.
when they're women.
That's what she was.
Wasn't
she was
Jeffrey
convicted
Epstein
of it,
pimping
though.
out children to rich and
She was
famous
arrested
people?
on charges of pimping and conspiracy.
The views of Mikey are not necessarily
Pimping
those
is
of
not
the gag
the
squad.
word they use
Yes,
in court.
Okay, well then you
They
fucking.
call
First
it,
of all, and second of all, those guys were all above.
She wrote a book called Secrets of the Hollywood Supermadam.
She was the
Hollywood
Hollywood baby doll with one L.
Those
Google
guys
that
were
shit.
all over 18 before she hired them to fuck whoever they were fucking.
Yeah, but it started out as a modeling agency also, but
So wait, Bruce Willis used to.
no, he was one of her
Allegedly?
clients. No, I mean
Bruce Willis was a hooker?
Oh, these were.
These are clients of like the escort.
In her little black book.
I thought they were her.
No.
Employees.
She was like he said she was Heidi Fleiss's Heidi Fleiss worked for her.
Oh,
before
Heidi
she
Fleiss dropped a dime on her.
No, well, maybe she didn't
Possibly.
get caught till what year?
Till Heidi Fleiss
1999
dropped
is
a
when she got
dime on
caught.
her. And she took over the business.
So Tina's Mr. Big.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the guys show up.
She's
they can't
also
find
acts like
Jerry.
Tatum in Scream, by the way, when she gets killed.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, kill me now." Oh.
Go, just get
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it, I guess. I don't go
So
on.
you go to Paris, France.
Oh man, not Paris.
We don't want to talk about.
We don't want to
Paris
talk
with
about.
them.
We don't want to talk about Paris, man. We're talking about Johnny hearing something in the closet, and there's these weird whispers as the viewer. You
Was it
hear
R.
too.
Kelly?
It's not like these guys are just hearing weird shit, and you don't hear the whispering later. So,
Yeah,
but there's
you
nothing in the
definitely hear it.
closet.
No, it's in. Yeah, you do. The only other time you hear it's on the radio when like they walk away from the tape that's
Do you
in the
think that was
cassette.
the
It's like
tape that was
it was in the
playing?
tape that he was like, "I'm gonna kill you," or
So,
whatever.
Then they get scared by Mr. Burns. Yes.
Who's in the car with his wife at that point? Correct.
Well, he comes out of the car with his wife.
But his wife's
his wife.
the killer.
Oh, we did it again.
Martin's mom. Like,
Very old Bartons.
And
well,
then
we haven't gotten to Martin yet.
So
Then
Barney
he
goes the
releases
fuck
the
off.
hounds
Barney's like,
and-
"What the fuck, man? Blah blah blah." And they're like, "Oh, it must just be the old air vents and these
Casual
old
sucking
houses."
on my ass. You have fucking lip filler in.
The house doesn't look old at all to me. And then Mark tells Mr. Burns, the real estate agent, he says, "They call me young Miss Dr. Kildare." I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But then Burns leaves because his wife is beeping the horn.
Yeah,
and
she's like, "I want to
being
get
all
the fuck
bitchy.
out of here. It's this. They should burn this place
She's
down."
like, "I just murdered 2 motherfuckers in here. Let's go."
What? Yeah.
And then the girls show up.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
And John and Barney are talking about how they're going to get the girls to go skinny dipping, but Johnny's the nice guy for now.
Fuck.
And they're like, this sure is a modern
They're
kitchen.
forgetting that he just pissed all over some people. I mean,
A
just
modern
saying,
kitchen for an
like,
old house. I'm like, it all looks like the
everything
same house.
is the same house, and it's not that dirty. And you can tell that because when they go to clean the house, they only clean in one spot. I was like, this is the most. I like that it's a dance montage, but I was like, this is the most inefficient cleaning
So-
I've ever seen in my fucking life.
But Barney says one of my favorite sayings. He says, "We're going to get Connie naked as a jaybird." And I popped. I was like, "Ha! Naked as a jaybird's real."
Hey, what's a jaybird?
It's like a blue jay. And I don't know why they're
Why are
naked
they
compared
more
to other
naked
birds.
than other birds?
They have the same feathers.
Because they're blue?
It's like this modern kitchen in the old house. It's like, it's the same house, bro. I don't know. I guess.
I like to touch a bare ass.
Why are jaybirds naked? I just don't get it. So the house is falling apart because Mark walks
Even though
in
it's
with like a piece
Incredible
of
shit.
the staircase. Barney gives his first Jason reference here. And then,
And
it's,
Michael, he
it's
does
Sammy
both.
and Betty. They're finally here.
No one likes him except for Jerry.
I mean, they like Betty.
I mean, we
No
all,
one liked either of them.
we
Mark
all
wants
have
to
those
fuck
friends,
Betty.
right? You know
Betty
what I
wants
mean?
to
Betty's
fuck
hot.
Mark.
Betty
Betty's hot.
Betty was a famous, I think, like Pepsi model.
Really?
Pepsi
before.
model?
Pepsi Cola.
Oh, Pepsi.
Or like
Pepsi.
Coca. I don't remember. She was
Either
like,
way, we all have those friends, you know, when they show up and you're like, God damn it.
God damn it.
I
They
forgot
actually
we
came.
fucking invited them.
I just invited them to be nice. That's
I
Sammy.
didn't think they would actually show up.
But they're the ones that are into S&M. Rich people, huh?
Ugh.
So then we get another cool song, and we find out that Barney and Mark kind of have some kind of homoerotic tension. Like, Mark gently grabs him. He's like, if you were a woman, would you think I was hot? And Barney's like, if I was a woman, I'd be a lesbian.
Yep.
And Barney's gonna cook Jerry's heart, thinking it's just a beef heart. And we see the whole group together.
No, he thinks it's monkey. He thinks it's like actually some
monkey's brains.
No, he thinks it's a real heart. I think he thinks it's
is
a bull.
real
It's a
heart.
bull heart or
He
something.
thinks it's a bull's heart.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm
because
gonna
that's
make
what
this
Jerry
heart.
was trying to buy.
He thinks it's a real
And
nice
he
cut of
got
meat.
so mad at that grocery guy for not having the weirdest exotic fucking.
Where's my
meats.
fucking beef heart?
Where's my monkey brains? That's normal.
You can't get that at your local butcher.
So Connie just gives people kisses as a friend all the time. She kisses Barney, and then Barney's calling Jerry gay. There's some weird stuff going on in this movie.
Fucking
Barney. Bonnie and Carney start.
Connie.
That's what I said. Bonnie
You
and
said
Carney.
Carney.
Carney and
You
Bonnie.
said Carney and Bonnie.
Barney.
Connie and Barney.
Barney and Connie are flirting. And Connie's being all corny, like, I love all you guys so fucking much. And I thought she was the murderer at this
She
point.
does do it. Well, that's because she's about to tell him like the reason they're there.
Well, first Betty and Sammy are worried about Mark because Betty totally wants to fuck him. They've been making eyes. And they start talking about kinky ear, nose, and throat spanking for later. There's still no Jerry. Where the fuck is he? Then we see Mark breaking out the jam box, and we get the bitch and cleaning montage with mini butt montage included.
Oh my god! And you can and they're all wearing really short shorts, Bill. Like it, and they do these like the butt shaking. It stays on it for so long, and it's stupid.
It's
looking.
awesome.
But they do like the Three Stooges thing where they're all in the doorway cleaning one.
Yeah.
They're all rubbing one part of this door frame that is not dirty. And then that one guy's using a feather
I really
duster.
like Dominic
It's
Brash's
like you're just moving.
version
hot
of
chick ass
filmmaking here.
shaking, hot chick ass shaking,
Then
hot
a
chick ass
dude.
shaking, then dude ass shaking.
Three of them.
For
And they
the
do like
exact same amount
they
of
do
time.
it to the beat, but then they clean very inefficiently.
It's like the director. It was like one of these French directors who was like, "I dare you to be as horny about this dude's ass shaking as you were about these three girls' asses shaking."
There's some of that going on. And I guess if you're going
Gasper.
to molest Corey Haim in the next
or
year or
whatever.
two.
Oh,
then,
Jesus.
So Connie's totally a flirt. I don't know why I wrote that. But they find this tape in the chimney. But then Barney's like, Jerry's car's gone. So they leave and don't hear the tape getting wild. Because the tape's like, oh, I killed them all. Martin killed them, blah, blah, blah. But they go.
It's an inferior medium.
It cuts to the driveway. And Jerry's car is gone indeed now. Connie calms him down.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. I guess
the
the killer drove it off. But Connie, the fiance, is the one that's like, "Oh, this is."
I think
it's
the
all
HOA
okay.
had it towed.
You would think Connie would be the one freaking out. She's not.
But they all just make a million excuses. Well, he's probably doing this.
Was it in the
I
driveway
don't
or in
know.
the street?
Well, first his car was there. They couldn't find him. I was like, oh, did he walk into town?
So yeah.
Or maybe just
This is
somewhere
when
in
you
the
get
house
scared,
that we...
right? It's like the car was here.
Like
We
he's
couldn't find
maybe
it.
just somewhere in the house that we can't find him.
We must have missed him on the ground.
And then when they should freak out because all of a sudden his car's gone, he hadn't said anything to anyone. Connie's like, you know how Jerry gets what? Like he runs away and is it like dead usually? I mean, like what are you fucking talking
maybe they
about?
have asshole neighbors and they just tow
No,
cars like that.
maybe they're just like you who just ditches and like won't answer
Hey
phone calls.
now, a little behind the scenes. We're not trying to get inside baseball now. So it's
inside
nighttime
Ben's
at the
brain.
house. Connie puts on
He's
some
the
music.
Jerry of the movie, and he could be dead for a whole day, and we wouldn't know. It'd be like he's just not answering.
Mark and Tina start making out. Or is it Connie? I don't know.
He's been murdered.
Johnny, we find out that Johnny and Connie / Tina, whichever one she
Fingers
is, broke up
crossed one of
6
these
months
days.
ago.
I know. It'll be me.
Johnny comes back from the wine
Hopefully.
cellar and he can't find Barney. But then he sees blood on the Fangoria. And upstairs
Now
in a
they're worried.
bedroom, there's some knocking.
They don't ever worry about
And then a
Jerry.
hand with a knife comes out through the bed. And Mark and Connie / Tina, whichever one that is, they come into the room. They're making out. And
Oh, Barney is so fucking weird in this scene.
so this is Tina, because she says, let Tina put on a show for my man.
There are so many scenes where you really like Barney. And he's, especially when he's like going nuts, being like, and then we're gonna get killed, and then we're gonna, like, he's like going crazy.
Yeah.
Has
And
there
he's
ever
really
been
likable in those scenes, but then he does weird
anybody
shit like putting his
smart
hand up.
named Barney?
First of all, he ruins a perfectly good mattress by sticking a knife up it. Then he puts his hand through it and puts it in Mark's butthole.
Butthole, yeah.
Like,
Barney
what
from
the
the
fuck?
Flintstones, stupid. Barney from Andy Griffith, stupid.
All Barneys are-
Barney from this movie, stupid. Barney
Barney
from
short
the
for
show
Bernard?
where he was like a big purple dinosaur.
What is Barney short for?
Bernard.
gotta be
Barney.
Barnard?
Bernard, maybe?
Bernard. I don't
Would it
think
be
so.
Bernie if it was Bernard?
I
Barney.
I don't care.
Hey, gag folk, let us know.
I don't think they
What's
know
Barney
or care
short
either.
for?
I don't think anyone cares.
So at one point,
You clearly
Tina's
don't.
like, it's like
I don't.
unwrapping a Christmas present when she's taking off
Barney
his
Miller
football
was Bear.
pants.
Barney Miller. Barney Miller wasn't stupid.
What show's that from?
Barney Miller.
They
It's a show called Barney Miller.
named a
He's
show
a
with Barney
detective.
in the title?
No,
Barney
Barney Miller.
Miller.
He's a detective.
NYPD.
Barney Miller.
It was on. It was on for.
Dumbest detective
He's
ever.
not though.
Other than the one
Some
from
show
Andy
we
Griffith.
never fucking watched
No,
because we're not 80 years
look at all
old.
these people that were in it.
Maybe Barney's one of those old names that just went out of sound,
I'm
like
looking it
Estelle.
up. Well, she's looking at Barney Miller. I'm gonna see what Barney's short for. Great radio here.
What are some other names that have gone out of
Barney
style?
Bubbles is an English
We're just
graphic artist.
googling.
Barney Ross was an American boxer, and he was named.
What's it
He
short
was
for?
born Don Burr. Barney Ross born Don Dovber.
Are you just looking up famous
look at No,
Barneys?
look, Dovber, Barrel, David
Barrel.
Rofsky,
Dove Bear.
Dovbear.
They gave him Barney as an American.
not-
like,
No,
that's
his
not
name was Dovbear.
Yeah.
Rossovsky.
Dude, that's dumb.
That's not.
That's just one Barney. What
That's
is
like when
Barney
you
Here's
short
a
call
rate.
for?
Okay,
customer service and they're like,
Berna Eli Barney Oldfield was an American.
Barney
American,
is short for Barnabas, Barnaby, Bernard, or Burnett.
Or Berna Eli Berna. He was a
You're just
automobile
look-
racer.
You're just looking at
those
old,
are
His
old
name was
immigrants.
synonymous with
Un-American
okay,
names.
but his name was synonymous
say?
with speed in the first
Bernard-
2 decades of the 20th
Barnabas-
century.
Bernard,
Dude, you're looking
Barnabas,
up
Barnaby,
old immigrants. Like,
Bernie. Or,
Barney Cassell, he was a jazz artist. He was just born Barney.
no, nobody's just
Yes,
born
he was.
Barney.
Yes, he fucking was.
How is
What kind of mom just names the
how is
child
Barney
Barney?
shorter than Bernie?
Hey, Homer, it's me, Barney.
That just sounds like Bobcat
Let's
again.
go down the mall.
You just sound like Bobcat again.
There's worse things that sound like.
No, I mean
Then Bobcat.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Do you
I
want
like
me
the
to
way
do
your
it, Gilbert?
diminutive is the exact same length of measure.
Gil-
Godfrey.
No, that's
you
not-
just sound like Bobcat.
No,
Go
that's-
away.
that's not even
But
as
now I'm Gilbert Godfrey.
No, that's his. His is more like nails on a chalkboard.
Close.
Gilbert.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Godfrey, and this is my show. Even though I'm dead, I'm still here to make you laugh.
I think
Hi,
we could,
Have you
Gilbert
ever?
Godfrey.
Me and Ian found a
I think you're
record.
getting further away from it.
Found a like audiobooks, but it was
Yeah, I've
Gilbert
heard
Godfrey.
audio.
yeah, I've heard about
Okay.
audio, but you know,
Those
audio
things they
book.
have
But
called
it's
audio.
Gilbert
New
Godfrey
invention.
reading. It's Gilbert Godfrey reading 50 Shades of Grey.
This is Gilbert Godfrey, and I'm reading
It's a real thing.
50 Shades of Grey.
It's awful.
You're getting further away
And
from
then
it.
he took the whip and he put it to her behind. And then she said, "Oh, you're touching my behind with the whip. I can't even believe it, because I'm Gilbert Godfrey."
To the chop off.
The accent
It
was
sounds
wrong.
like somebody else. I mean,
Homer.
it's like the perfect impression of somebody, but not Gilbert Godfrey.
It was pretty good. Hey, you try
Free
yours.
your
You try
mind.
You want me to try to do
it.
Gilbert
Gilbert
Godfrey?
Godfrey, yeah.
Affleck!
That's good, dude.
That's one word.
Affleck.
No, but you had a roast. Oh,
Affleck.
and this guy.
Everybody's turned off their radio now.
I hate him.
It's gonna get
When are we
worse
gonna get
from
a
here.
real radio deal? I'm so tired of AI air. I don't want to breathe the same air as this AI trash. Get off my internet, AI.
Oh my
I know
God,
that computers.
AI.
I know that computers are really aliens, bro.
Hey, listen. Hold
Are
on.
we listening to Gilbert Godfrey?
Hear it the way it would be.
This is around and around, stroking the front wall of my vagina. No fisting, you said. Anything else you object to?
Is this what the book really
I agree
says?
to the fisting, but I'd really like to claim your ass.
Famed voice
Wow. You heard it here.
You're welcome,
last,
R.I.P.
folks.
Gilbert Gottfried, but we just gave you a big boost in your reading 50 Shades.
Yeah, we should do. Let's collab.
Yeah.
I'll get out my Ouija board.
Are we gonna? I was like, you're gonna get out of a fucking Ouija board
You
for
just
it.
gave him a bigger boost than Robert Klein did.
Now, next time I use the Ouija board, I'm just going to be able to hear the answers in Gilbert
No
Gottfried.
doubt whatever.
Is it on a
T E.
Robert Klein's a comedian.
No.
Okay.
I thought you were on a horse.
Guys. Look out. See,
Sorry,
look
I
out. See,
think
look
I'm
out.
Lonesome
See.
Hey, Mike, what's up? So what's happening in this movie?
There's some blood on a Fangoria.
Did we
Oh.
already talk about the cleaning? We did.
We
Yeah.
did talk about the cleaning.
We did, but I think we.
Tina has said she's going to unwrap Mark's package like a Christmas present.
Barney put. So she's fucking it, or they're about to fuck.
So, yeah.
And she's like, but I don't want you to think I'm a whore. And then they start fooling around, and then Barney
She
sticks
said
his
that
hand
Johnny-
up through the mattress.
Johnny said a woman shouldn't ask for
and
sex.
he's like, oh, what are you doing? That's cool. Or he's like, kind of likes it. And she's like, I'm not doing anything to
She's
your
like,
butt.
did Johnny teach you that?
No, she's like, I'm not touching your butt. And then it's Barney
It's
with his
Barney
thumb
under
up
the
his
bed.
asshole.
I kept thinking like somebody's gonna get stabbed, but it's just Barney.
It's just Barney playing
Fucking
Barney with his practical jokes to sticking his
chocolate
fingers at
finger in
people's
Mark's
assholes.
ass.
Once again, have you ever met anyone smart named Barney?
You
Well,
mean
this race car
Barnabas?
driver, I think, was pretty smart.
Did he die driving a race car?
No.
So there's some screaming involved, which brings all the others to the yard.
That was
and Johnny
Dale.
sees the milkshake and he gets pissed.
You
And
know
then,
any smart name? Dale.
And then, are you saying Dale's a dumb name too?
I'm just saying, Dale and Dale Jr., they both died racing, so.
Dale Jr. is alive.
Dale
I thought he
Jr.'s
died
alive.
too.
No. Don't you watch NASCAR like this? Tennessee. That's like featured viewing.
No.
Dang old race car on every
Dang old
Saturday
race car,
morning.
every single time I turn around and I turn on the channel, it's a race car.
So I thought this was kind of funny. Tina leaves and she pulls the sheet off of Mark, and he's just standing there naked for like 30 fucking seconds, like covering his
hurt?
junk. So then there's an applause for Chef Barney, who has cooked Jerry's bull heart better than Jerry.
You mean his own heart? He's
And
cooked Jerry's heart, is what he's done.
At this
but-
point, he's like, I just saw this horror movie. It sounded like he said, I rewound it like 3 times. I just saw this horror movie, 10 Millenniums. And Connie's like, yeah, I saw that shit too.
Did they do a cooking montage? I can't remember.
They're talking about
only
monkey
Barney cooked.
brains.
They should have done a cooking montage.
But only Barney cooked.
Johnny tries
Everybody loves
the
a good
heart,
cooking
and
montage.
he's like,
No,
it's
he
like
doesn't try the
chewy
heart.
chicken.
No, he doesn't. See, that's not the heart that he's eating. He's eating
the
Rocky Mountain
balls.
oysters, and those
Okay.
are balls.
Yeah, they keep
Cow
talking about the
balls.
potatoes, and Barney keeps saying there are no
But
potatoes.
he's like, moo.
But they made these Rocky
Where
Mountain
did those
oysters
come from?
From the bull balls.
No, I know,
also
but like,
doing-
where did they find them in the freezer, or did
No,
they
the
bring them with them?
grocery
The
guy.
grocer must have had the Rocky Mountain
Yeah,
oysters.
they had those.
So
not the
who
monkey
put the
brains.
order in for him?
Jerry, before he got
Who's
there.
dead?
Jerry's
Yeah.
dead.
But the grocery guy brought the
So
food
he
over.
planned on playing this trick on these people.
No, he just.
Well,
they
now I'm glad
they
fucking
liked
He
it,
must
Jerry's
be
dude, I
rich
guess.
like
Fuck Jerry.
Sammy.
What a fucking
So
asshole.
we find out that Sammy's dad got him an internship at a nice hospital.
It's the same hospital Jerry's going to be working at because Jerry earned it with his grades, but Sammy did not. His dad, he's like a fucking trust fund kid.
So Johnny starts talking shit, and
Because Johnny's just an X-ray tech.
Sammy's like, America, I'm not
Hey,
gonna leave it.
do you know
babe."
how much money X-ray techs
No,
make?
but that's no. I'm not saying it because I think it. I'm saying that's what Sammy's like. Oh, because you decided you couldn't cut it in med school, so you're just being an X-ray tech.
So Mark spits up some Rocky
make
Mountain
bank.
oysters. He's throwing up
He
balls.
loved it. He loved it until they said moo, and then he's like, "Oh, it's gross." No, it's not. You still like it.
And yeah.
Just swallow.
Then there's a knock at the door, and my favorite part of the movie, Chief Cash shows up.
Oh, I love him.
I wrote Chief Cash
Him and his
rules.
like little partner. Or
Hey, when you
whatever.
wrote it down, did you
Freddie?
put little markers
Yeah, I
on
got
the
these
S,
little
like
markers
cash, like
called pencils.
no, I mean like,
No, like
did
a-
you
so
do
a
like a
dollar
dollar
sign.
sign to the S?
Cheap Cash. Chief
Cheap
Cash.
Cash.
Chief Cash
That's
would be a
on my
hell of an
ass.
MC.
That's on my ass.
Well, I'm Chief Cash, and I'm here to say there's this missing kid I'm checking on today. Chief Cash checking out the scene out here with my boy Freddy. Freddy's gonna stay and spy on these teens while I go up to the old well to look for something.
Oh, he fucked it up. Right? Oh, and Jessica's in there, by the way. Jessica's in the well.
Jessica.
Baby Jessica that fell in the well. Remember the fucking 3-year-old that fell in the well?
I'm like, what?
Remember Baby Jessica? You know Baby Jessica.
Yeah, but what the fuck's that got to do
He
with
talked
anything?
about a well, and I was like, when
Yeah.
he went to the well, he's trying to find Baby
Later
Jessica.
on, when he's talking to Freddy, Chief Cash is like, I'm going up to the old well.
Don't try to chime in when he's freestyling.
He was done.
That was like my Chief Cash rap, y'all. Sign me. I'll rap for all the shitty characters in horror movies for 30 seconds. So yeah, Chief Cash, he's looking for the delivery guy, but he's like,
He disappeared for 2 days. Recently said he was gonna join NASA.
Recently,
some
2
shit.
days ago.
and then he mentioned something being
Wait,
wrong with the
hang
house.
on. What do you consider recently?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Would 2 days be recent?
I mean, I consider recent anywhere from like 6 weeks to 6 years.
What?
What?
Recent was like in the last 45 minutes.
Recently, could be.
It could be like yesterday, the day
less than a
before.
week. Let's call it less than a week ago.
Oh, I saw them recently 2 days ago.
I saw them recently last week.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on it.
As
Depends
you get
on,
older, recently.
Yeah,
grows.
like because if you're not used to
Because you're
like
older.
okay, if it's
Oh,
someone
you're
that
so
if
old.
it's,
I'm about to be 42.
well, if it's someone
man.
that moved away, then recently could be a month ago. But if it's someone you usually see on a weekly basis, then recently
So what
wouldn't have
we're
been
saying
last
is
week.
Recently is relative.
Yeah. Anyway, the movie.
Meta.
Let's get meta in here. Let's
The movie
take off
that's we're
all
at
our
41 minutes.
outdated
Can we
ideas
finish?
of what
I know
reality
we
is.
can get through
Yeah,
it.
skip to the end.
All right, skip to
It really
Malou.
doesn't matter.
The Chief
doesn't.
Cash is there to find the missing delivery guy.
But he's like, "It's okay, that guy,
he
like-"
says, I never thought I'd step into this house again. So he leaves, and everybody's like, what the fuck's
fuck are
wrong
you
with the
talking
house?
about? Yeah.
And Connie's like, I'll tell you the story after we do the dishes. So the cop does
She's
this
such a
weird
bitch.
shuffle
He's like,
down
I'm
the
not gonna tell you
driveway.
until you fucking clean the whole house.
He gets on. I thought he was.
Isn't that her job?
Chief Cash calls into base. You
Yeah,
think
that's
he's
why I
talking to
call all
like
of them.
other cops at the station. No, he's talking to Freddy up in the bushes.
Yeah,
He's not
I
a
don't
cop
even
yet.
think he is a cop. What is he?
He's just a
Is
kid
he
that
a
likes
kid?
cops.
Is he a kid? Because I feel
Some
like
poor brainwashed child that the
neighborhood
cops
watch.
are.
he's way too old to be a kid, but like he's acting like it. I
He's
was
like
confused.
him and the delivery guy are like in
The
the
same-
most other
they're
movies.
supposed to be the same
of all these
age.
actors, like they're in the most movies.
That's true.
So he's there to find the caretaker who's wanted for questioning, not knowing that Mr. Burns has fired the caretaker.
Has he always been the
But
caretaker?
Freddy's like, I've
No.
got one more question for you. Who's the guy in the car with you? And the cop's like, what
Grady?
the fuck? There ain't nobody in the car with me, Freddy. And
I
Freddy's
got it.
like, no, there's somebody in the car. And then he can't get a hold of the cop. So he comes down there, finds Chief Cash's throat slit, and then turns around and he gets stabbed and lifted off his feet. Which, considering this is Sadie Burns, like, she's pretty strong.
What kind of knife was it?
A big one.
A big bloody one.
You know how big to lift somebody off the ground? I mean, not just the upper body
I'm
strength.
probably
you
bigger
need.
than Freddy.
Core
But
strength, upper
I
body
don't know.
strength, but like you need a big,
yeah,
like, for leverage.
it'll break.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's got to be all the way. I feel like it's got to go all the way through.
So then we see a roaring fire in the house. At first I was like, do they got a campfire? No, they've got a fireplace. And Connie lets them know that
You
the
just
house
thought they
is
started burning a fire in the house.
like a fire.
Hey, let's start a campfire, guys. Inside.
Connie's like, this house is cheap because of fear.
Inside, it's in a fucking fireplace.
Just open a window.
I'm fine.
Betty and
Do you
Sam
have
have already done a
well, it's
story.
like this burn spot in the middle of the living room. It's like,
I've been to some parties like that.
I'm sure you have because those houses probably they were trying to burn it down.
Those are the ones who didn't get your security back.
The security.
Security.
Security deposit
You
back.
get your security deposit.
Man, what about that security deposit? It's like,
Yo,
sir,
girl,
you,
yo, girl,
burnt the
yo,
house
yo,
down.
I know you my landlord and all. I'm like, I fucked up the house, I burned it down and shit, but I want that security deposit back.
Lord have mercy.
Hey,
Sorry for this big bird spot in the middle of the room, but can I have my security deposit back? Because I really need it.
Or my security deposit.
Oh,
I need it for the security deposit in my new
I need
house.
the security in my security deposit.
Okay, so Betty and Samuel,
Samuel. His name is Sammy. His name's Sammy.
Jacob Freedwell III.
Hey, what's that short for?
They go to bed because they don't want to hear about Martin, the cruel child molester.
Who wasn't a child molester. There's
That's what she says.
No, she says he was found innocent, and the kids all said they were lying. Because this is actually what's crazy about this.
Allegedly.
Shut up.
So the story's really long, though, because
No.
Sam and Betty go upstairs. Sam's pissed because of the water
Listen,
heater.
though.
He calls the realtor who's trying to fuck the killer in bed.
It's his wife.
It says they haven't fucked in 2 weeks, and then he says "Saved by the Bell" when the phone.
Well, because
and Burns
he starts
says like, "Ah, work. I
No,
gotta
listen.
go.
When they're talking
Give me a
about
peck."
what's odd about this
Back
is
to
this came out in
Connie's
'86, and that was not when that was pre. Very, very shortly before, when all of those
Satanic Panic?
daycares were doing the Satanic Panic, and all those daycares were
I
like
think it's because Donovan
had kids.
was part of the Satanic
Well, the kids were
Panic
like being
daycare
fed by
scare.
these therapists stories of like
That's when he got
cult
his hands on
shit,
Corey Haim.
and all these daycares got like closed down because they were all molesting
It was
kids
on,
and
like,
putting them in a
Sally
cult, and
Jesse
then
and
they
shit.
were all fucking fake. So I guess
So
maybe it
kids
was
lie
happening
about
around
stuff.
the same time. I guess I don't know.
I went to a great daycare.
I didn't go to a daycare because I thought it was for poor people. Turns out it's for people that have a lot of money.
So
'cause it's really
according to
expensive.
Connie's story,
Yeah.
But my grandparents dropped me off one week at a daycare because they were going out of town too, and I was like,
What is it, like a
I don't know,
kennel?
this is for poor people, and
It's
they were
actually
like,
for
"It's
people
not."
who don't like their kids.
And I didn't want to take, and I wanted my
Kids need
shoes
to be
off. I was like, this
socialized.
is. I didn't ever get chickenpox
at least
from
it
not
wasn't
going
at
to
a
daycare.
church.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
it
so
didn't take on
Connie's
Emily.
story is that the kids lied about Martin, but his father killed himself while he was away. So he comes back, like pissed,
And he killed all the kids.
pissed, slits the kids' throats, sets the house on fire, which is the house they're in, and kills himself. But they didn't find the body. And then we see Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns is riding there as fast as he can to the William Tell Overture.
Yes, I love that.
It's like
I do love
Clockwork
that.
Orange. Mr. Burns is on his way. Excellent. Barney wants to leave because he's scared now. Jerry wants to
He
restart
hears
the
the stuff
home
on the tape.
and is dead. Not yet.
Yes, he does.
Well, that's where we get our first
Why are you so
stalker
close to
vision.
me?
And they're even like, Barney, we're going to skinny dip. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I want out of here. Nobody will give him a ride. So then Sammy,
He's waiting on the realtor to come up from the basement to give him a ride.
the realtor, is still in the car with William Tell.
Oh, okay. Wait, did the sheriff die?
Cher's dead. Fred is dead.
And also
Freddy's
his
dead.
friend, yeah.
Thank God.
Sammy is pulling out the S&M gear, and he gags Betty, and the whipped cream won't work, so he goes back to get some more whipped cream. And then he talks to Barney for a while, and Barney's like, don't fuck. This is where he gets all meta. He knows what's up. He knows what's happening. He's like, you can't fuck in these kind of movies, or you're going to die.
He does say that to Sammy, and Sammy's like, fuck you, I'm wearing this dog
My
collar.
notes say that Sam's looking hot, and this is when Halloween and Friday the 13th are
Maybe
brought
he
up.
was talking to the actual actors in the movie, like, hey, this
Don't fuck.
don't fuck, or the director will.
So Betty is tied up and gagged, but the killer
Kill
comes
you.
and starts like rubbing the knife on her, and she can't say anything.
There's no
'Cause she's
metaphor
gagged,
there.
Even though she could.
Sammy talks forever to all these people, even though he's got this poor girl tied up, getting jiggled.
we all
with
have
the
that
lady.
friend.
Jiggy with it.
And this is where Mark gives the great advice to Johnny to rub himself, and then Connie will want to fuck
Yeah,
him.
she's like, it works on all the girls. If
So
if you stand in front of a
Just
girl
rub
and you
yourself.
rub yourself all over, she'll get horny. It's like,
Louis C.K. got canceled for that, allegedly.
oh,
Okay,
this is he would have gotten Me Too'd as fuck for doing this.
so Betty is still
Johnny
alive.
would-
Sammy gets back in, and Betty didn't get killed. The killer is behind them now, so she gets splattered with Sammy's blood as the killer kills again. We see Tina and Connie talking while Tina's doing some aerobic stretching and makes jokes about liking 17-year-olds but hating kids. And Connie starts going on and on like some kind of fucking true crime nut
Like some
about
other
the
people I
babies.
know.
Oh yeah, she's like, and she's like,
They-
it has a gleam in her.
talking
And, she's
about
like,
Martin.
and they saved the babies for last.
It's like,
and she tied
he
him
said
up.
that
and-
he held up the babies and let all
And
their
slit
blood
their
come out. I'm like,
throat,
what the
like,
fuck?
by their
just
ladies,
happened?
like, in their
This is
little
the scariest part of the
blankets.
movie. Is
What, have
Connie
you never
going?
had veal? It's the most
Tina,
delicious.
Connie.
I wish they
I
ate.
don't know.
Ashlyn Gear, You still haven't shown
We
your
barely-
kids, and
we
you
barely
won't,
knew you.
and you won't do it, and then you're gonna be in porn next year. So stop.
Hey.
If she was,
Allegedly.
she's credited as Kim McCamey.
So
in all of the
at this
horror
point, I thought Connie knew the killer, or was the killer Martin's sister or something. But she also
I
talks
still
about
don't know who
a
it is.
tongue getting caught
movies.
out.
It was the realtor's wife.
But then everybody goes swimming, and
She's
except
in 3
Barney.
scenes in the movie.
Barney looks
2
at Mr.
before
Burns.
she reveals herself.
Mr. Burns
alert.
says he's going to
We
give
already
Barney a
said it
ride, but
earlier.
first he has
Oh,
to
really?
fix the hot water heater. He goes to the basement. And I guess Mark sends Tina over to check on Johnny's rash. Johnny doesn't know that it's been said that he has a rash.
Yeah, that's
Burns
what.
knows
Yeah,
the killer. Burns is like, "Hey, what are you doing here? Why are you in that mask? It's his fucking wife. Why did you?" That's not what you say. Your wife.
Where was the rash?
Oh yeah, it was all over because that's what he told Johnny to go rub himself to get Connie to like him because Connie's always liked him, even though Jerry is his best friend and that's his fiance.
That's his best friend.
But whatever, and then
He's gonna fuck her.
But then Mark tells Connie that Johnny has a rash and that's why he's rubbing himself. So everyone's confused.
The joke lands later.
It does, but he sits there just being like, "Hey, so like, what are you doing? How have you been?" And he's just like rubbing himself all over. It's fucking weird. And then after that, Mark uses the blue balls.
Mr. Burns gets stabbed.
Yeah.
They do go to.
Yeah, I know what
They
that's
go
like.
up to Connie's room. I don't know what that means. Barney's got a
Yes,
suitcase.
but Johnny and Connie go up there
and he
because of
tells
his rash.
Johnny and Connie
Because she's a dermatologist.
about Burns being in the basement.
Pimple popper MD.
Well, she's
Barney finds the
studying to be
tape at this point.
she's studying to be a dermatologist, so that's why she's going to help with his rash
She's got
that
some
he doesn't
ointment.
know that he
She's-
has.
She's got her doctor's bag.
She has her doctor's bag of dermatology.
So,
You mean aloe?
Yeah, probably some Benadryl, like some hydrocortisone.
Hydrocortisone, aloe,
Yeah.
Benadryl.
Some Neosporin probably is in there. Maybe some isopropyl alcohol. Definitely the stuff that
You know, Vaseline.
hydrogen peroxide.
Vaseline's good. for
Hydrogen
that, too.
peroxide, maybe some Vaseline, some Band-Aids, some gauze.
go Connie.
That's
No,
her
Connie,
birthday.
you know you
Connie.
got
Got the
that
doctor
bag.
bag like
You just
it's
got
your
a first
birthday.
aid bag. You just got a first aid bag, but you're a dermatologist.
That's why you go
She
to
has some
doctor school
no, she
for
definitely
10
has some.
years
She has
to
some
put
retinol.
Vaseline and
she has
aloe on it.
She has retinol, and she has some adapalene
Some
gel.
omeprazole.
She has some clindamycin phosphate gel.
None of those sound
That's
fun.
it. She has some benzoyl peroxide, some salicylic
All right.
acid.
Next week on Medicine Naming Podcast.
Those are just acne medications.
Jesus.
So
Why?
Somebody's got great skin. Can I borrow some of that?
yeah, there's.
Did
a
you say you
reason.
had a wart remover? I really need
Yeah, it's like I've never used it. It's not open.
it. Okay, so Barney finds the tape and he starts freaking out even
Be
more.
careful where you put that.
Mark and Connie are still at the pool, or is that Tina? I don't know.
That's how Ben
And
lost
even
his
though
dick.
she was unwrapping him like a Christmas present earlier,
it was the size of a
Connie
horse.
/ Tina,
It's
whichever
not
one that
for
says
every area of the
now
body.
is like, I don't want to fuck
It's
you.
not for HPV.
Why do you think I'm a slut?
It doesn't.
And Mark's like, I don't think you're a
It
slut.
doesn't burn those off.
You know that part on your vagina or penis where there's a wart? Do not put it there. It's not for genital warts.
How do you know?
I
So
don't
Barney's
know.
like,
Well,
God damn
says
it.
it on the box.
Barney's like, God damn it, Mr.
It says
Burns.
this is not
Sure.
for genital
Why
warts.
are you still in the basement?
Sure.
I'm going to come
I
find
never
you.
used it, so.
But Mr. Burns is dead. So all he
Because
finds
I
is
thought I had to
Mr.
work it
Burns'
into being a bug
hairpiece.
bite. So.
It's a terrible hairpiece, by the way.
I thought, I
He
mean,
didn't get it from Morty's wigs.
when I saw Mr. Burns all those times earlier, I didn't think like this man is bald.
I didn't think it either. I'm gonna be real.
This guy's.
It was
pretty-
also
which
not the
makes it
greatest
good.
quality movie. Like, I
I'm
couldn't
sure it
really
looks
tell.
better on VHS than on
It
YouTube.
probably looks horrible on HD. I do not want to ever watch
Ever.
the Vinegar Syndrome version of this. I'm gonna buy it right now, but I mean, like, I don't know if I want to watch it. I don't have anything to watch it on right now because I hooked up the PS4.
Plug.
So Mark,
Vinegar Syndrome.
yeah, okay. Barney's in the basement, okay, and he finds the
Showgirls.
fucking
Hairpiece, shut the fuck up.
I get showgirls.
See,
And
that
this
was
figure-
Man-shaped Mike mad.
I don't care.
This figure runs past Barney and locks him in the basement. So now Barney's in the basement with the suitcase, can't go anywhere.
Barney's in the basement.
Mark's rubbing on Tina. Johnny is trying to rub on Connie.
Oh yes, Barney.
But she's like, dude,
Barney
what the
just
fuck?
hides in there, right? Because he's
locked in.
He sees the realtor get killed though, so he hides.
Because once again, there is nobody smart named Barney.
He doesn't see the killing. He just finds the hairpiece. But he hears shit, I guess. So
he's been hearing shit the whole movie.
Johnny comes on strong to Connie, gets told off. Mark, we
He
find out
doesn't
just
really get
was
told
joking.
off. She's like, "You're my friend."
We find out that Mark had a vasectomy, and he checks under the
No,
bed.
he didn't. That's another
So
lie.
Tina will fuck him. He opens the closet. Oh, he gets an axe to the head. And then Tina's like, "Oh yeah, funny guys." Thinks it's a joke, and she gets choked, and her neck broke, because that's how it be sometimes.
I don't think it's fair that they got the fucking Hysteria Continues guys got to do the fucking commentary on this DVD. That's bullshit.
Hide your jealousy.
No, I love.
Connie tells Johnny
good
goodnight, and then a killer hits Johnny with a sledgehammer, but not enough to kill him, just to hog tie him and put his head in a microwave.
And he even
which
goes.
shouldn't work
He
with the
even
door
goes.
open,
It won't.
but it
He
still
tells
does.
her. He tells the killer. He's like, "It
And
won't
he's saying
work."
Martin. He's calling the killer Martin.
But he goes, "It won't work if you don't close the door." But it sure as shit does,
It does.
and it makes his eyeballs pop out.
Hey,
or
Mike,
something.
what is hog tying?
It's where you tie somebody's
Back
feet and their hands
from behind,
separately,
like
but
a
then you
pig.
tie those together.
Yeah, like
and
a
they
pig.
don't finish
like a
the
pig.
full hog tie.
Why do both of y'all know that?
Because haven't you ever trust a pig, boy?
Yeah, it's because it's how you
Ain't you a
tie
farmer?
a hog to to roast it.
No.
You don't actually.
Get out.
You don't put their legs behind them.
I don't eat
Because
pork.
they've got them short little pig
but
legs.
I mean, Cindy James was found like that. That's how I found out about
It's
it.
just a way of
A life.
trussing
It's
up a person.
It's a way of life for some people.
Trussing. Hog tying, that's my life's blood. I mean, if it wasn't for hog tying, I wouldn't have no life
getting
at all.
hog tied.
Ding! Connie wakes up because of the microwave, and she ends up. I thought she was gonna find Tina and Mark, but she just found a bloody bed. She tries to call the cops, but the phone either dies or she gets hung up on one. It didn't really say, but she has a big
She got hung up
fucking
on.
6-shooter right next to her in a purse. So she just grabs this fucking dirty hairy gun and starts shooting at the shadows.
It was a gigantic
It's a
weapon
huge
for a
piece.
woman her size.
It's a huge piece.
There's no way.
It's like, why are you
there's
scared?
no way she could hold that
Oh.
accurately.
No, I mean that's true.
I mean, she
That thing
must
was
have been
heavy as
trained.
fuck.
Pounds.
That's
It's
like
heavy,
a big
yeah.
revolver.
It was huge.
She goes
I think it's a
downstairs.
40.
It wasn't
It's a
believable. It was not
44 or
believable.
45.
It wasn't believable. Unbelievable.
She sees the
I
microwave,
don't
but
know.
then she's like really scared. But then she finds the microwave and she seems not as scared. But then she goes to the basement. There's a heartbeat. She finds Jerry and the others, and the killer's on the stairs. Dang.
4K, 4 fucking
Mother's
K.
Day 4K is coming
Mother's
out,
Day
y'all.
on fucking 4K. No, it's like out. It's out. Over 1,000 left in stock, so you can buy it.
Merry Christmas to Mikey.
I'm gonna buy a copy for me and you.
Oh man, I'll suck
Hey, buy
your
me
dick.
one.
You don't like it.
I know. I
but
just
you've never
wanted
seen
to
it.
throw it in the trash after you gave it to me.
Okay, so
You wouldn't do that. You've never seen it. You'd actually like it.
this is the end of the movie. Connie goes to the
Thank
basement.
God.
We hear the heartbeat. She finds Jerry and others killed.
Jerry and others killed. What was that?
The killer's on the stairs. The killer's
George
tiny.
Kramer and
This killer
Elaine.
is tiny as fuck, dude. I would kick this killer's ass. Connie shoots them.
It's
I wrote him, but somehow
were
the
trying to
killer
hide the
throws
killer.
some piece of rock and disarms Connie. Oh, it's the realtor's wife.
Thank God. And she's
it's
like,
Sadie Burns.
and
Martin Burns was her son.
The reason that she didn't want.
You know, Mike, I do think you could take her.
I think I'd beat
I
the
think
shit out of Sadie
everyone could.
Burns.
But the reason that she did all this is because the house was supposed. She didn't want anyone to sell the house. She wanted the house to stay with the house was because it was a shrine to her son.
She couldn't just tell her husband that. Like,
She couldn't
our
just be
son
like, hey,
died here.
hey, can you fucking not? No, it's not his son.
Why didn't she
Wait,
just
what?
buy
I think it's
it?
her
whoa,
previous
whoa, whoa. Are you
marriage.
saying that?
I think it's from a
Are you
previous.
saying
marriage.
Mr. Burns is a cuck?
I don't think Mr. Burns. I think that was after because the husband died.
Hey,
So
do you
she
know what
married Burns after.
She married Burns after.
and he
anybody know
doesn't
what
know
the
that
doctor-
that's Martin's
Cuck
mom.
is short for?
Cuckold. Another bird term.
Ayo.
It's about those Blue Jays again. Pick poor Robin clean, I tell you. So, Martin's her son. She's going to kill the
Shout out
shit
to
out
my
of Connie.
ornithologist.
But Barney shows up from behind and shoots her
whatever it
twice. And it turns out he just played dead. There's sirens. So she's left alone in the basement. She like raises up, evil laughs, and then dies. And then there's a shower. Oh, Connie's in the shower. We hear two goons on the radio talking about the murders. Oh, it's Connie. She turns off the radio and is like, oh, it's over. But then she hears a noise. Whew. We see Jerry's picture. She opens the door. Nobody's there. Then she hears the evil laugh. She opens the door. Oh, and it's the killer in the same mask. And she's like, I killed you. You're
but
dead.
But it doesn't look like a mask. It looked like there was painted on.
Yeah, it's weird. But
like
he takes it off like a mask.
Paint, but also a ski mask. It was weird.
So she gets stabbed, but it's just Barney with a rubber knife. And she's really fucking pissed off, so she grabs some scissors, and then off screen, she starts evil laughing and stabs Barney. Allegedly. And then there's some evil laughing as the credits roll. It's Connie's laughing now.
All right, so kill count. 1.
Kill count.
Jerry stabbed. 2 is the grocery boy who's drilled in the neck.
What minute?
Poor bastard.
3 is the sheriff whose neck is sliced. 4 is the sheriff's help. He said his name. I didn't remember it.
Freddie.
He's stabbed in the stomach. 5 is Sammy. I don't really know how he was killed. He just sprayed blood on Betty. 6 is Betty. I don't know how she was killed either. It didn't really show it. No. It just had her screaming.
There's a lot of off-screen
7 was Roger, the
realtor,
who's also
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, but also off screen. 8 is Mark, who gets a hatchet to the head. 9 is Tina, who has her neck snapped. 10 is Johnny with a microwave question mark.
Yeah.
11 is Sadie, who's Martin's mom. And how she get killed?
Sadie Burns got shot 3 times.
Yeah. Then 12 is Barney, maybe, who's stabbed by Connie, maybe.
Hopefully.
I will say, for a slasher, a lot of the violence does take place off screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So look, we were talking about earlier
Which
about
ruins it.
The girl who plays Tina, the ditzy blonde. This is Jodie Gibson's only acting role. Gibson eventually became known as Sasha and was nicknamed the Hollywood Super Madam.
Baby doll with one
She
L.
owned one of the world's largest escort services, providing over 300 girls to over 1,000 clients worldwide, including, according to her, Bruce Willis,
Securing
Allegedly.
the bag.
Tommy Lasorda.
Allegedly.
She
Definitely securing
was
the
put
bag.
into. She got caught in 1999, and they threw the book at her, and they told her that she would be going to a minimum security prison, but they sent her to a maximum security prison for like she was in there for like a while.
And she wrote books.
She did write.
You ever get on
like
the wrong
2.
bus when you were a kid?
I was worried
No.
about it. Maybe I did once.
I don't think this is going to
let
my
me just read
neighborhood.
real quick. On June 8th, 1999, Gibson was arrested in a sting operation in West Los Angeles and charged with pimping and pandering. At the time of her arrest, the prosecution stated
Those aren't crimes.
the prosecution stated, yes, it is. Gibson ran one of the largest. It's probably under RICO statute, I bet. The prosecution stated that Gibson ran one of the largest prostitution procurement operations since Heidi Fleiss, though she did employ Heidi Fleiss. According to Gibson, Fleiss began to work for her around 1990 before setting out on her own.
I think Heidi dropped a dime on
Gibson's
her to take over the
subsequent
business.
trial led to a conviction and imprisonment. Her customer database, or quote black book, was entered as evidence at her 2000 trial, listing Bruce Willis, Tommy Lasorda,
Allegedly.
British rock art guitarist Steve Jones.
Allegedly.
What band was he in?
Is he in the
Sex
Sex Pistols?
Yes, Sex
Shit.
Pistols. Film producer Don Simpson and former Texas
Allegedly.
Lieutenant
Hey,
Governor
Jody,
Ben Barnes among her
Give me one of
clients.
them gills.
Willis, Barnes, and Lasorda were among those who denied any association with Gibson's business. She was released from prison in 2002. So she was in for 2 years.
That's it.
She seems like someone I would trust.
The murder of the
to just
delivery
tell me
boy
things.
was added at the insistence of the investors. They claimed there weren't enough kills in the first half of the film. Vestron Pictures offered her. This is crazy. Vestron Pictures offered a 3-picture deal to director Brascia. I don't know how to say his name.
Brascia. Dominic Brascia.
And producer Stephen Baio for the distribution rights to Evil Laugh. They declined, a decision they openly regretted.
Yeah.
It was filmed in 1986, but it was not released till 88. Kim McCamey, a.k.a. later on known as Ashlyn Gear as her porn name, Kim McCamey refused to do nudity and insisted on using a body double at the end because there's a naked scene of her in the shower. That's not her, though. That's a body double. Ironically, she went on to become adult film star Ashlyn Gear a few years later and also worked as a body double for other actresses, but would not do it in this movie.
Wait, I got a couple
Go
quick ones.
on.
Connie, she was also in
Dream Maniac and Lunch Meat, which
and
we've
Willard
covered.
and Creepazoids.
No.
The guy that played Freddy, the dumb cop's friend, was in Savage Streets and Lord of Illusions. The dumb cop himself, Chief Cash, was in Barfly and Satan's
I
Storybook.
love Barfly. My dad really liked the movie
Sammy
too.
was in Spaceballs and
You've
Dracula
never
Dead and
seen
loving
it.
it.
Oh, you haven't?
Jerry was in The Burbs.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was, but Jerry was in The Burbs. Johnny Baio was also
He
in
was a
Hard Rock
nigger.
Nightmare, which is another movie directed by Dominic.
What did you just
Brascia.
call him? You called him Johnny
Johnny Baio.
Johnny Baio. You mean Stephen Baio?
Johnny's the character.
Yeah.
Baio's the last name. Tina was that madam. And the delivery guy was in Surf Nazis Must Die, Zero Boys, and Teenage Exorcist.
That makes sense. I still haven't seen Zero Boys, but that had Corey Haim in it, right?
Ooh.
Dude. Maybe it was a delivery boy that did it. That did
The
it.
looking glass
Maybe it was the guy that did Clown House was somehow involved and he did it.
Clown House.
Victor, whatever he
It's
did,
the
also did
house
Creepers.
of the clowns. Get me out of here.
Okay, what do you give this out of 5 stars, Ben?
I'm gonna go ahead and say 0
That's
because
bullshit. You didn't hate it.
I don't remember watching it.
Didn't you give that other shitty movie we watched 5
He
stars?
gave Nightmare Weekend 5.
Nightmare Weekend,
Don't be
yeah.
a dick.
You think Nightmare Weekend's better than this?
Absolutely. I remember one thing that happened in the movie. Emily swears I watched it. I don't remember watching it.
He was drunk.
You're like totally having a Nick moment.
He was drunk.
No,
We had just finished Twins of Evil, and then we went to watch that, and you were like, "Oh, we're watching another
Yeah, those
movie."
twins are
I'm
hot.
drunk, and I'm tired, and you watched it though.
yeah, I mean, I
remember
remember
the
it being
montage.
on, but I don't remember anything that happened.
Okay, so
which
just-
means it had to suck. So
No, you liked the fucking montage, the cleaning montage, where they dance.
0.5 because of
That's because I thought we
montage.
were watching Breakfast Club.
You hate that movie.
I know.
He said 0.
Give
I
it,
give
it
it.
does not give 0 stars.
0.5.
You're bullshit.
I give it a 3.5.
I give it a.
So I feel like I mentioned this off air before we started. Like I feel like every time I watch a shitty 80s slasher with no backing or anything, like it has the ability to be this good. This was really funny and went by really
Yeah.
fast. There's dumb shit in it.
It's meta.
But it makes me like it more. The way they talk to each other. Like you talk about camaraderie a lot. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
love
like
it
the
in this
goofy
movie. Yeah, they're like
teen
friends. They're
bullshit.
like partying.
Yeah, they're like trying
Their
to have a
Summer
good
Party
time.
Massacre 2 partying.
Even though Jerry's missing.
Yeah, but
and I
I mean-
really like Barney. I liked Mark. I liked Chief Cash and Freddy. Like dumb little shit. But at
It's
the
the
same
little
time, that
things
being
about
said,
this
I
one.
don't think it's as well made as like Pieces.
No, well, I would say it's as good as Pieces. I give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Yep.
We talking about
yeah.
like maybe 3.75. Let's call it 3.66.
Sit for 3.666. You said that was the only reason at the whorehouse that you like let it go and that you didn't sign
Yeah.
under duress because they made it $666.
I wrote my name on the line. I didn't mean to sell my
let's call it
soul, Mama.
done.
So
Mama,
stay
don't listen.
gagged on an evil laugh.
Stay gagged on Bull's Heart and Monkey Brains. Oh, Buffy.
Buffy.
Buffy. Oh,
Stay gagged
God.
on that dog call. Stay gagged on that fucking gag. That actual
yeah,
gag
where's
that's in
some
Betty's
gag?
mouth.
There were several gags in
there's
this
gagging
movie.
in this movie.
Lots of gags.
Stay gagged on Corey Haim's alleged molestation by the director.
Dominic, you son of a bitch.
He said, "Stay
It
gagged on
wasn't
the
Charlie
candy
Sheen
bar.
at all. It
Stay
was
gagged
you,
on the candy bar
Dominic."
that he eats at the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 5, which is also included in this movie on the Fangoria magazine."
Stay gagged on the little black book.
Yeah. And are you gonna have anything to say gagged on? Okay, stay gagged on all of our social media: Instagram, TikTok, Gag Me the Night
I'm
Podcast.
gagging right now.
Our Twitter or X is Gag Knife Pod. Become a Patreon for early access to episodes, member shout outs,
Shout out.
fan requested episodes, and bonus exclusive episodes you won't hear anywhere else at www.patreon.com/Gag Me with a Knife Podcast. Buy our merch at gagwithaknifepodcast.com. It's basically just Redbubble. And we will see you next week for a redo of my second favorite slasher,
Redo.
Hide and Go Shriek,
I didn't go shriek.
which I think you'll like more than this one, honestly.
I mean, I like
I really think you'll like this next one more.
Can you do that like you're about to start the song from Halloween? No, the
I was looking at the light
Late one night.
with my eyes.
Have you ever seen the video for that and the guy makes funny faces the whole time?
Thrive.
The guy that whoever does that song. When he
Boys
make,
Kick It,
yeah,
Bobby
yeah,
Boys
but,
Kick It.
yeah. Have you seen the video where he's like making the strange faces the whole time he sings? Have you seen it?
No.
I've showed you. Okay. So we'll see you next time. Hide and go.
Ciao a tutti.
Bye.